Hi, good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening. In Iloilo, mayong hapon sa inyong tanan. In Batangas, magandang umaga po, or magandang hapon po. Okay, just like any commodity, the interest rate, which is the price of money, will be subject to the law of supply and demand. And just like in the previous years, the supply of money is overwhelmingly high compared to the demand for money. The supply being coming from OFW remittances and BPO uh, payments, no, to our local industries. And that amount of money alone from BPOs is about 9 billion this year. From OFW remittances, probably about $20 billion this year. So between the two of them, that's $30 billion in new money coming in. On the other hand, the demand for money, which is basically government borrowings and private sector loans, is very minimal compared to that. As you can see in this graph, okay, the supply, if you total that, that's a lot compared to the demand on the right side. And this alone, this situation alone will force the interest rates to fall by about 40 bips or 0.4% this year. This is not much. This is only about 8%. Last year, the interest rates went down by 27% for the 20-year GS. And when the interest rates fall, the value or the NAV of your fund increases because it's the other way around. But I will leave that to the FAMI guys here to explain. Now, so for this year, we expect that the interest rates will fall by about 8%, or the value of the securities will go up by 8%. What does that tell you about your fund? It means that your fund should go up by at least 8%. That is, if we play the fall of the interest rates properly. And we intend to do that just like what we've been doing in the last several years. So for this year, we hope to deliver to you an increase in the NAV by at least 8%. And if we are lucky and we do our homework right and do an excellent job, we could deliver up to 10 to 12% NAV increase for the fund. Now, you'll probably be asking, just as an aside, why would the interest rates fall? Well, of course, supply and demand. But what are the numbers that we're looking at? This is a graph that tells you when the change in paradigm happened. If you look at it, in 2004, the government's debt as a function of the GDP or the economy is 73 to 74%. Okay, so practically 2/3 of the economy is equivalent to the borrowings of the government alone. But after 2005, it started to fall and it's now just 50%. On the other hand, look at the amount of money that's coming into the system. In 2005, it was 589 from OFW remittances, 589 billion pesos. Last year, it went all the way to 871 billion pesos. BPO revenues, on the other hand, from a meager 233, it's now at 476 billion pesos. So you can just imagine that combined amount of money is just too much for the government to borrow. That's why, as I've said earlier, the supply of money is overwhelmingly greater than the demand. And as a result, look at the interest rates. After 2004, it started to fall from a high of almost 14% to a mere 5.62% last year. Okay, so the demand far outweighs, the supply far outweighs the demand, and as a result, the interest rates fell. And that will continue this year. And that should be good news for the fund. Thank you.